don't like her mom. Her mom used to her like she always wanted to come, you know, for our dad. She always wanted to live with our dad. And I don't even know where to start from. It's crazy. I wasn't expecting my sister to be dead, but stuff was still seeming all right.
That they were testing for blood. There's something called luminol, which can light up
Everyone's
a floor.
seen this on CSI.
Yeah.
That they spray it and it, you know, allows them to see where if there are traces of blood, even if it's been cleaned up.
So they were looking, you know, on the floors. They were looking in drains to see if there were any traces of blood. We don't know.
Like, tell me where you at? Where's you at? You know, where's you at? Ooh, she's not telling me. She's like, last time I talked to her. Last time I talked to her, she wanted to come home. She said she wanted to come home. So I'm guessing he was holding her hostage.
David's younger brother, Caleb, just dropped a bombshell that blew this entire case wide open. He reportedly told police everything they needed to finally make an arrest, and it's worse than anyone could have imagined. Caleb didn't just snitch. He gave chilling details about how David allegedly hurt Celeste and what happened after. The wild part? Nobody ever thought Caleb would be involved, considering how tight those two were. But apparently, Caleb had known for a while that David was seeing Celeste, and she was just 15. He even tried warning her mom, but she brushed it off like it was nothing. And then came the shocker. Celeste's half-brother spoke out too, and this guy didn't hold back.
Have been staying in the Hollywood Hills. So we now find out that they were testing for blood. There's something called luminol, which can light up a floor.
Everyone's seen this on CSI.
Yeah.
That they spray it and it, you know, allows them to see where if there are traces of blood, even if it's been cleaned up.
So they were looking, you know, on the floors. They were looking in drains to see if there were any traces of blood. We don't know what the results of the search were. But it's significant because the Tesla that contained her body in the trunk was parked nearby.
He flat out accused David of being the one responsible for Celeste's passing. And on top of that, he exposed her mom for allegedly treating Celeste terribly when she was still alive. It's heartbreaking and twisted all at once. The nightmare really started when LAPD got called out to a car impound in Hollywood after multiple people complained about a foul smell coming from a Tesla. When officers opened the trunk, they found decomposed remains, and later confirmed it was 15-year-old Celeste Rivas.
And so it seems like their working theory is she might have been
They
in
were dismembered in the house and then placed in that car and parked, a block and a half away.
Right, and we should say that the police have not named a suspect yet. The police have not named a person of interest yet, but that doesn't mean they don't have one. They got a search warrant, which means they clearly were able to show a judge that there was probable cause to believe a crime was committed. But the police have been playing this really close to the vest.
It's horrifying to even think about. Celeste had actually been reported missing months before, back in April of last year. She was eventually found and brought home, but after a few weeks, she disappeared again. Then, her mom saw the news about the body discovered in a Tesla trunk and instantly panicked. Instead of calling the police, she reached out to TMZ, and that's how the feds got tipped off. TMZ passed the info straight to authorities, and that's when things unraveled fast. Police said Celeste's body was so badly decomposed they couldn't even recognize her at first, and it became clear she had been dismembered. That alone sent shockwaves through the department. But the part that made investigators stop in their tracks, they discovered Celeste had matching tattoos with David, both with the same word inked, shh. Creepy, right?
now have evidence that Celeste's family knew about her relationship with David and allowed it. And this comment from 2024 is getting a lot of attention. So someone in Celeste's community commented on a post saying, "I live in Lake Elsinore, 5 to 10 minutes away. There was so much more going on. Her family knew he was with her since she was 11. They didn't care. All they cared for was the money given to them." She said, unfortunately, she was reported missing in 2024, but they all knew where she was. Even her friends extorted David with money so they wouldn't say where she was staying. I think the mom should be held responsible too for allowing a child to move in with a boyfriend at that age.
From that moment, the story went from disturbing to downright insane. And everyone's been watching to see what happens next. At first, people were actually giving David the benefit of the doubt, claiming maybe one of his friends had borrowed his car. But that sympathy didn't last long. Not after the truth came out about him being in a romantic relationship with a 15-year-old girl. That revelation flipped everything upside down. Fans, bloggers, and even old supporters started digging into his past, desperate to figure out how long this had been going on. And what they uncovered was shocking. It turns out David had been flaunting his connection with Celeste right under everyone's nose. He'd post her in his videos, tag her in songs, and drop hints like he was untouchable.
There's a lot more than what's being said. Here in Elsinore, all her friends are talking about it because she was in communication with them. So sad. She said she would sneak out at age 11 even though her neighborhood is horrible, but her parents saw that he had money and became more dependent and would let her leave the house at 13 even though he was 18. She said her mother sold her for $10K a week and he paid so that he wouldn't be seen as a... which does add up with their Discord messages of her complaining about her parents and him saying, "Don't worry, I'll fix it." And the other crazy thing is that people found this comment on one of David's videos back in 2024 where someone named Robin River said he's waiting on the cops to get David for messing with minors. This is long before many of us knew about him and Celeste would be around 13 at that time. Since then, his account has blown up and people are waiting and hoping that whoever this is gives us some answers. Rest in peace to Celeste. Let me know what you guys think, and as anything comes out, I'll keep...
Nobody thought twice about it because no one realized she was a minor. The most chilling part? Someone did notice. There's a TikTok comment from over a year ago where a user called him out saying, "Can't wait for LAPD to get you for messing with a 13-year-old girl." That comment barely got attention back then. But now it feels like a full-blown warning that everyone ignored. From what's been pieced together, the person who wrote that comment might have been close to one of Celeste's friends. Apparently, people in her neighborhood had already been whispering about what was going on. Some of Celeste's own friends and neighbors later came forward with disturbing claims, saying her mom knew exactly what was happening and even allowed it because David was giving them money. It's a horrifying accusation, but the details line up in ways that are hard to ignore. Allegedly, David was also paying off Celeste's friends to keep quiet, throwing money around like it was hush cash.
Case keeps on getting weirder and darker. So David, the singer who had a 15-year-old girl found dead in his car, supposedly was bringing caskets to his recent concert. Take a look at this video. This girl looks like she was filming it on July 30th. You can clearly see caskets, and I guess the idea of this was for people to write notes to the dead. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just watch my recent videos on this and it'll catch you up. But also, the girl who died, her name is Celeste Hernandez, and her birthday was on September 7th. If you look at the date, Romantic Homicide, one of his songs that talks about literally killing someone, it was released on September 7th, 3 years ago, and this is straight from YouTube.
And when you really think about it, it makes sense why no one said anything sooner. Why didn't Celeste's mother mention David the first time her daughter went missing? And even more suspicious, when Celeste ran away again, why didn't she bring him up then either? Something about that just doesn't sit right. Every new detail makes it look less like neglect and more like a cover-up wrapped in silence and money. Celeste's mom only mentioned David's name after hearing about the decomposed body that was found, not before. It's like the thought of her daughter possibly being gone forever finally snapped her into reality. Only then did she decide to tell police about David, even though his name should have been the first one on that missing persons report. That timing alone raised serious eyebrows. And now things are moving fast, because police have already raided David's house, tearing it apart from top to bottom looking for evidence.
Now, if we go to his TikTok, his last post was on September 7th, and it talked about him releasing a new album. And these look like text messages, the photos he posted, maybe. But there's also 15 of them, and she turned 15 on September 7th. Speaking of his TikTok, a lot of his reposts are pretty scary. I mean, it's just toxic relationship stuff. They're memes, but now they carry a different meaning. If you're wondering how old David is, he is 20 and the girl is 15. And in this chat, you can see some Epstein jokes being made, and then she says this.
He trained you. That's controversial.
It's controversial of it's
Really good.
Okay,
it's been a good one.
Clearly the age difference, not good, and he didn't care because in one of his songs he says, I don't care about the law when I'm with you because I be breaking it all the time.
Photos from the search have been circulating online, and from what's being said, they found a lot. It's looking like an arrest could drop any day now. Even crazier, his house is reportedly just 6 minutes away from the Hollywood impound where his car was sitting. Investigators are now theorizing that whatever happened might have gone down in his house, and afterward, he allegedly drove the car to the impound to ditch it. The whole setup sounds cold and calculated. One of Celeste's old neighbors even came forward saying her family had been letting her hang around David since she was just 13. She supposedly became financially dependent on it, and he made sure of it. He'd throw thousands their way just to keep access to her, and they'd look the other way. According to this neighbor, all it took was a few $1,000s for them to let their underage daughter stay in his house whenever he wanted. It's beyond disturbing. And there's more proof of how manipulative he was. Leaked messages between him and Celeste show her complaining about her parents being annoying, and David replying, "Don't worry, I'll fix it." Everyone now believes that fix meant sending money through PayPal to silence them. Reports even claim he was dropping as much as $10,000 a week just to keep things quiet. That's not love, that's control. Before the police even confirmed the body was Celeste's, her friends already knew. One message that went viral said, "This guy is a weirdo." A close friend's little sister from the IE ran away last year, and this is who she was with. We think her sister was her out. She was in 7th grade at the time. LAPD swept his place in the hills. I'm terrified. That's who's in the car. The post even mentioned she was from Lake Elsinore. And when messages from her friends later leaked on Discord, they were already saying it straight. David was the one responsible. This was before police even confirmed anything, which makes it all the more haunting. One of Celeste's friends shared that the last time they spoke, Celeste sounded off. She was drunk, upset, and kept spam calling David over and over again. The friend said they even had matching tattoos from when they were dating, which is wild considering the age difference. Apparently, David once had pictures of Celeste all over his Instagram, showing her off like she was some kind of trophy. But once they broke up, he wiped everything. Deleted every post, every photo, like he was trying to erase the evidence of ever knowing her. The friend admitted the one thing that confused them was Celeste's age. They said, "I'm just gonna assume she lied about her age to everyone in our friend group back then, because they did date." But here's where it gets chilling. Just a couple of days after that last call, Celeste deleted her entire account. No photos, no posts, nothing. She vanished online the same way she vanished in real life. It turns out that after Celeste ran away from home the second time, she was still texting her friends, right up until the exact window when police believe David allegedly ended her life. Then all communication stopped cold. Around that same time, leaked messages between Celeste and David started surfacing online, and they were disturbing. In those texts, David allegedly admitted to paying her family over $10,000 a month and even claimed he had gotten her pregnant. That revelation sent shockwaves through social media. People couldn't believe how deep this situation went. Celeste had also made a new Discord account under the name Deleted User just before she died. On that account, she often messaged David, and not long before everything happened, she posted a photo wearing an engagement ring he had given her, with a fresh tattoo that said, "David." It's heartbreaking and eerie knowing what would come next. Neighbors in her area even said they saw David lurking around the neighborhood more than once, sometimes sitting in his car, sometimes walking up to her street like he was waiting for her. They said he used to pick her up late at night when her family wasn't paying attention. And remember what we talked about earlier? David's brother Caleb? Well, after David stopped cooperating with the police, word is the investigators reached out to Caleb directly, and this time he talked. That move changed everything. Caleb has reportedly reached his breaking point and disgusted by everything David did and ready to spill it all. He's telling investigators everything they need to finally bring justice for Celeste. And from the way insiders are talking, he's not holding anything back. But even with all these shocking revelations, what's haunting everyone most are the chilling references to Celeste buried in David's music. Fans are now replaying his old tracks with a completely different lens. And what they're hearing is terrifying. The most disturbing part? Every single one of those songs was recorded before Celeste even disappeared. Meaning he might have been hinting at, or even planning, everything long before it happened. One of the biggest examples is his hit Romantic Homicide, where he sings, "In the back of my mind you died, and I didn't even cry, not a single tear. In the back of my mind you died, and I didn't even regret it." People who once thought those lyrics were just emotional poetry are now realizing they might have been confessions disguised as art. It's chilling. Then there's the resurfaced track from his SoundCloud days, a song literally titled Celeste. And the lyrics? They're dark, obsessive, and downright eerie. He raps, "Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Oh, Celeste, afraid you'll only love me when undressed, but you look so damn gorgeous in that dress. Missing you so much makes me depressed." Hearing those words now feels like a twisted diary entry written by someone completely consumed by obsession. And if that wasn't unsettling enough, an old music video clip just resurfaced, showing David loading what looks like a lifeless body into the trunk of a car. It's a scene fans are now saying mirrors exactly what happened to Celeste. Whether it was symbolic or something darker, nobody can deny how eerie that imagery looks, now that everything's come out. Even people who knew Celeste in real life are coming forward, like one of her former teachers. That teacher says they actually witnessed David coming to pick Celeste up multiple times, right in front of everyone. People online have been slamming the adults in her life for not stepping in. But the sad truth is, her parents reportedly knew and just didn't care. Even those who wanted to help couldn't do much when her own family was letting it happen. It's tragic and infuriating all at once. And now, thanks to Caleb speaking up, the truth is finally catching up to David. It's heartbreaking, because everyone keeps saying the same thing. Celeste had a history of running away from home, and people assumed this time was just another one of those moments. Nobody thought it'd end like this. Those close to her said she probably would have gone straight back to David like before, not realizing how dangerous things had become. The fact that she'd been missing since April 2024 and was only found now, in that horrifying condition, has everyone shaken. It's just too much to process. And the details, they make everything look even worse for David. The car where her body was found was never reported stolen, which completely ruins any excuse he could have had. It's like all the signs point right back to him, and still somehow he's walking free. People online are furious. One user wrote, "It's not looking good for him. Bless her heart, may she rest in peace." Another added, "He needs to be arrested quick before he hides evidence or hurts himself to avoid telling the truth." Everyone's on edge, afraid he's going to do something desperate now that the walls are closing in. Comments are flooding every post about this case, with people calling out how unfair it feels watching time go by while nothing happens. One even said, "How sick. Get him and get him quick before he hurts someone else out of paranoia and rage." That statement echoes what so many people are thinking right now. If he's really guilty, why is he still out there? So now I'm asking you, what do you think? Do you believe David really took Celeste's life? And what's your take on his own brother turning him in? Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.